Welcome to episode 35. We left off with our troop coming together and deciding to be thespians in the new capital city. They have purchased various garments. Castros has decided to start juggling mannequin heads as part of a sideshow performance. Dane is leading the troop with his massive overacting. Alpha is playing Death very convincingly and solemnly. Ray is not really participating, but is definitely humored so far by what's been happening. They are here after visiting the librarian and learning some interesting things about the current state of the world. And they also heard rumors last night that there were some shenanigans at the palace. So we should see shortly what happens. Also, we decided it's time to level up because I definitely forgot about it at the end of last episode, and everyone should level up here. I realize at this point there's not any major changes, so we could probably hold it until the end of the episode, but just so it's noted, let's make sure everyone levels.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh, I think I just heard you.
I don't get anything cool for level 10 anyways, but more hit points.
Thought
Always a good thing.
We're level 10?
We are
You
now.
are now.
Ooh.
Ooh. Alright.
Alright.
Astro spent his night sleeping in a tree.
Yep, everyone else was in a tavern.
I think level 11 is when everyone gets the next, class ability or whatever.
I
Yes,
have
I believe
this level up, but I probably won't use it.
I get an extra second level spell slot at this level.
Alpha moves
spell
5
slots.
feet faster.
Nice. Now you can outrun an elk. Anyway,
And I get to learn another cantrip.
And he got a
What the-
completely useless skill for monks. Well, for him at least. Purity of body. You can spend ki to make yourself immune to disease and poison. He's a warforged. He's naturally immune to disease and poison.
you just don't have to spend ki. Anyway, I don't want to get stuck too much on the rules and semantics here, so I'm much more interested in the story and what you guys are going to do from here.
Well,
Wow.
when you go into a session having a plan.
Yes, I remember us being in the tavern. And that's about all I remember. We had a very nice visit with the librarian. And we came back to the capital. What do you remember from last week, Alex?
So we made it to the tavern. We were going around. Alpha was working on his converting, planting the seeds of Gandhianism.
Like you do.
Naturally.
Oh, that's right. And Dane was going to dress as a dwarven lady.
Ray has disguised herself as a man.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Green bear.
Got it. Okay. Then, were the shenanigans at the palace tonight or tomorrow?
You heard there were shenanigans last night when you were listening to the people talk at the bar, that there were things happening, that someone showed up at the palace and then was bound in chains and basically thrown out the back door.
All right. Okay.
Should we investigate to see if that chained guy is still there?
Yeah, I think that might not be a bad idea.
I mean, we don't have any other leads.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna go try and find the guy that's bound in chains.
All right, you're just gonna wander around the city for a while?
Well, he's thrown
Right.
out the back of the palace. I would think kind of around the palace grounds would be the place to start. When was the last time you cast Pass Without a Trace, Ray?
When we booked it from the policeman. No, wait, we did it one other time too. I think sneaking in somewhere else, but I don't remember.
Have we had any kind of rest since then?
Well,
Yes, it has been a long
at the
rest.
tavern, and we woke up in the morning.
Okay. All right. Well, then Ray can cast Trace, and
Why? We're already disguised.
well, yes, but we're sneaking around the palace grounds, so they tend not to let strangers just wander around.
Because you're a stranger.
Yeah.
But you're a theater troupe.
Yeah.
We'll put
We're
on
just
the
here to
show for you.
entertain.
All right. We'll try that first. I guess if that doesn't work, then we can do Pass Without a Trace.
We depend on magic all too much. Why not use some good old elbow grease and thespionage?
Thespionage. I like that one.
Yeah, thespionage.
Just remember who you're talking to. You're talking to a dwarf and a warforged who tends to be a little bit literal. So, yeah, we can try it. But
Well, to be fair, of all the people, you were the one who failed the Thespionation most. Alpha's a natural.
is he now?
Yeah, he was. Because you overacted.
Right.
So yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's head on out in our disguises and see what we can see.
Alright. I wake up upset, sad. I didn't have a sloth to cuddle with in the night. And then I guess turn into a bear and grumpily follow the rest of the group.
All right.
Oh, man.
So we troop on out.
All right, you guys head over towards the palace as a group, and you are met by a guard at the gate who's like, What? You can't just come in here with a wild animal!
Don't worry, he's trained.
We are a traveling circus troupe here to entertain the king.
Oh. Well, you do look rather entertaining. All right. Follow the stairs, straight ahead. Let them know why you're here once you reach the scribe at the top.
Okay.
Get out of eyesight, we book it.
Do we actually get out of eyesight of any guards?
Start. He's not paying attention to you. There's a lot of activity. No one's really paying attention. They're just kind of letting you guys wander around amongst the crowd. Yeah, I rolled a 3. You're fine.
Nice. All right. Let us wander around to the back of the palace and look for someone that might still be in chains or evidence of chains.
So you work your way around kind of this back area. You can't actually get truly behind it because it's kind of a sheer cliff, and it looks like there's a spot that's designed to get people as far away as possible once they get rolling. So as you first look up, you see the place where people would, be tossed off, and then you look down and you see a long descent that goes down basically to the sea.
Oh, what fun.
Okay.
Dane, jump in, see if it's survivable.
Yeah, you're funny. So basically the guy that was tossed out the back took a tumble straight into the sea.
More or less, yeah. He would have rolled all the way down the backside of this place.
Well, he's dead.
Most likely.
Alright, move on with our day.
Well, now we have mystery. Oh. All right. So, are there servants milling around?
Yes, there's quite a lot of activity, including people, carrying food, drink, all sorts of things back and forth across the, palace grounds.
Dane's gonna find one of the servants. Probably a kitchen maid would work just fine. And then he's going to kind of, halter and say, we heard a rumor last night that somebody showed up at the palace, and all this next thing they knew, they were wrapped in chains and thrown out the back door. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh, I haven't heard anything about that, but there's just too much going on here today. Everything is just absolutely gone to heck in the kitchens.
She doesn't like swearing.
What's going on?
We can't make anything to eat. We can't kill anything. We brought in the goat, we cut its head off, and it keeps going, bah, bah. Like it's still alive even without a head. We started cutting into it, and it kept trying to run away, and its heart never stopped beating. We don't know what to do.
Wow. Has anyone come up with a theory as to why this is happening?
No, we don't have a clue. At this point, we're just trying to figure out what we're supposed to do.
All right, got it.
Can I rip the goat to shreds?
You're welcome to come and try. We're
Actually,
out of
she can't
ideas down
understand
there.
me.
Oh.
She can't understand me because I'm a bear. I can't really.
Oh. So.
Yeah. Listen.
An undying servant. Do these goats communicate very well?
Not generally, no.
Can they be made to communicate well?
Unlikely.
If you can figure out a way to craft a translator that taps into the creature's brainwaves and then is able to modulate that into a voice pattern, possibly.
An interesting challenge. Let me consider.
All right. I guess he's considering.
Another way to do this, but I'm not.
All right, so Dane's gonna ask, can you just kind of show us to the kitchens where we can look at this goat ourselves?
Sure. If you can help, here, this way.
And she leads you, over to a door that kind of, is somewhat hidden in the wall. There's a little offset, and then it goes straight inside to where the kitchens are.
All right. So into the door we go.
Yeah. There's a hustle and bustle, all sorts of activity. People are just trying to figure stuff out. They're really confused. There's still, bread being baked and seeds being ground, but you can tell there's several chickens that have had their heads cut off, but they're still running around, just they still had heads. And, there's the goat that won't die, that they've got it, splayed out across the table, all cut into pieces, but every piece is still trying to, move like it was alive.
Oh, that's really freaky. So the goat is dismembered, and it's still, all the pieces are moving.
Yes.
All right. Ooh. Dane is going to do an Arcana check.
Okay, go for it.
That is an 11.
You sense no magic. Nothing at all.
That's odd.
I'm gonna start ripping apart the goat.
Okay.
The goat's already in pieces.
Did I stutter?
And then they're just like, what? Who let a bear in here?
Don't worry, he's here to help, Dane says.
The bears. You have to sound more feminine.
You're right. Don't worry, he's here to help, Dane says.
They're like, okay.
Bite into the goat.
All right,
Which-
it tastes.
Yeah, well, how does it
Right.
taste?
Fresh.
Huh.
Tastes like goat.
Tastes chewy.
You know, I know speak with animals. But I'm a bear right now. I'm incognito. Can't help you.
I know.
Don't really care to. Hang on, we just leveled up, right?
Yes.
That means I can learn a new spell, one of which being speak with animals.
I'll give it to you.
Dope. Alright. I'll cast speak with animals to communicate with the goat.
Okay.
Alrighty. Hello, Mr. Goat.
You gotta roll. Make sure you
didn't
you
mix
don't
it up.
fail.
Yeah. 25.
Wow. That's a resounding success.
Alrighty, Mr. Goat. Do you know why you're not dying, or did anything weird happen to you?
He's just like,
I don't know. Make it stop. Kill me. Kill me.
Alrighty, we'll try to figure out a way, but did you have any run-ins with anything?
Oh, I was just a goat. I'm just a goat. I was eating grass. They brought me in here and they started to cut me up.
Okay. Alrighty, well, Ray doesn't know exactly what to do, so she's just gonna take out her longbow, point it directly at the goat's heart, and just fire.
okay. You shoot the arrow. It successfully strikes dead center on the heart, and the heart does not stop beating.
Well, I've done all I can do. I've spoken with it and shot an arrow through its heart. That's about all I can do.
Alright.
Like, you're such a big help, Casros. I'm a bear right now. I don't know what you want from me.
Alright.
They're unbearable.
He's a grumpy bear. Let's see. So I have a theory, but I need to talk to someone that's a little bit more in the know than these kitchen servants. So he's gonna flag down one of the cooks. He's gonna say, "So, who can you give me kind of a quick rundown of who hangs around the king, their jobs or stuff like that? The movers and shakers, the power brokers that are around the king."
Well, sure. I mean, there's, his personal advisor. Then there's the various, treasurer, hand of the king, chief of the military, the lieutenant, of the military. They just, I don't know, there's a dozen different guys. They have various important jobs, tax assessor and...
Any magic users or wise men?
Well, the advisor. He's a wizard or something like that.
Okay.
He's a wizard named Harry.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Alright. So, thank you. Thank you very much. Whereabouts would their personal advisor be right now?
Probably up in the throne room with the king.
Alright. Is there kind of a way to get up to the throne room from here?
Well, yeah, this is the kitchen, so we have to be able to serve him food. If you take that spiral staircase right over there, it'll take you basically right up to the throne room.
Perfect. Thank you for your help. We're going to see what we can do about this whole not being able to die thing.
Gotcha. You do that.
Alright. So, the troops up the stairs.
Alright.
Are there any paintings on the wall?
No, spiral staircase is going to be kind of narrow.
Yeah, this is just the area for servants.
Darn.
Yeah.
Well, when we start seeing paintings, I'm gonna tip every single one I see.
You won't see them until you get into the throne room.
Are you gonna say F the police too?
Sure.
That's kind of,
But in bear, so it just.
that's kind of a joke. All right. Sorry, inside jokes.
Gotcha. All right, so you make it all the way to the throne room, and I guess walk through the servant's door, so no one really pays attention to you, and you see, the king and about a dozen men standing around him, and there's an audience with a local businessman who's there discussing, obviously, something of importance to the kingdom.
Okay.
Paintings?
We're now.
Yes, there are some paintings. There's tapestries. It's a castle. They have tapestries.
Yep. Very nice tapestries.
Probably shouldn't destroy them. I can't really tip it. I can't really tilt a tapestry.
Dane's gonna kind of sidle unobtrusively closer and see if he can catch the conversation without being noticed.
Sure. You walk over and you hear the guy that's there is talking about supplying like bandages and tourniquets and stuff for troops on the front line of Theseus's armies.
Mustn't forget the leeches.
And leeches.
Okay.
Leeches are important.
Yep, and just in case a tiger decides to bite off somebody's leg. All right. So where is the personal advisor? Is he in the throne room?
Yes, he's standing next to Theseus.
Okay. All right. I'm still thinking. Is Alpha still dressed up as Death? I'm assuming.
Oh, I'm sure. He's immediately ready to be in like one of Terry Pratchett's radio plays.
Got it.
And Death as himself.
All right. I don't know. I'm of half a mind to have Alpha just kind of obviously walk around and through the throne room, giving his best Death impersonation and seeing if it manages to freak anybody out. More than, the thought of just seeing Death all of a sudden pop into existence. See if someone kind of acts guilty or say something like, I thought we got rid of you last night, or something like that. I don't know.
Beware, mortal flesh bags. I am coming for your interior operating systems.
So, do you...
DOS programs.
You see, they're not ghosts. Their software was just leaking into the castle through this old modem. Anyway.
That one's named Casper. He's friendly.
So, Alpha, are you going to do this?
Yes. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay,
He's
roll
scanning.
me a performance.
Alpha actually, I was just going through. Oh, yeah. He has a whopping -1 on performance.
I remember.
Oh, no, because he actually, I forgot before. I tagged persuasion as one of his key skills, so he doesn't have a -1 in persuasion.
Yes, but you're not trying to persuade anyone right now. You're specifically performing as Death.
Then that makes performance of 11.
All right, you walk in and you get first a head and then another, and no one is freaked out. They're just like, "What the heck?" And eventually, go ahead.
If it's a failure, I can use my special dragon skills and reroll.
Well, it's not a failure so much as it's just you're not particularly convincing.
Also fair.
you're just walking around and you think you're being convincing when really you're just like walking around as some dude in a robe. And eventually you catch enough attention, someone points and comes walking down and excuse me, are you here with the next party? Because you're about 10 minutes early.
Can I try some help with the persuasion? Well, it's more of just
It's a performance.
performance.
Be more freaked out about death.
Well, it's not
Sure.
at all. Like, Dane thinks that the person they threw out last night was death, and that's why nothing will die.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
Well, seems kind of superfluous now. But I was gonna take an arrow, shoot it at the ceiling while casting my lightning arrow, so it would like cause like a little lightning storm on the ceiling, and like no one would get injured. It'd just be like crackle crackle on the ceiling.
I mean, sure, you can do that.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll help us now.
All right.
So, failure. All right.
Not performing for you.
Now we
You
have.
don't get any juggling there.
Okay, so so that didn't work. All right.
Hey, this is kind of nice. As a bear, I don't feel any embarrassment.
Embarrassment?
Embarrassment. Well, guys, I'm kind of fresh out of ideas here. Ray, Alpha, do you two have any ideas?
Why don't we send a letter? I mean, why don't we just ask them, hey, who'd you throw out last night?
It'll be my guess.
Hey, you're asking the guy that's talking to Alpha?
Yeah, sure. Just, hey, we heard a rumor that someone got thrown out last night. If it was your last performer, then we might not perform here.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good question.
Performer? Oh, you're the Thespians. Oh. Well, I'm not exactly supposed to talk about that. It was quite the incident. Here, come over here.
Alrighty.
And he takes you to the side, says, "So, I just don't want you to bring this up to anyone else, but some silly old man came in and he said that he was Death and he was here to take the king. And the advisor told him to ask Death to show him how he was going to take him. Death showed him some chains. And so he said, and then the advisors told Theseus to ask him how the chains worked. So when the old man showed him how the chains work, Theseus jumped up and wrapped the old guy in the chains and then, threw him off the back deck."
So, yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. Thank you. That's all we needed to know.
Fascinating. This old man seems very gullible.
Well, he gave me the impression like most people just do whatever he says.
I bet. Okay.
How does one acquire this impression capability? I could find it very useful for Gond.
Tell you what, Alpha. Let's go ask the old man.
Oh, an excellent idea.
So, tell me, good sir, how far a drop is it from the back balcony down to the ocean?
Oh, I don't know. It's a long ass way. I wouldn't want to try it.
Alpha nudges Dane, says, "What are the exact parameters of one ass?"
Oh.
Took you a while to get it.
Yeah. I don't know, Alpha. Tell you what, let's go out back and measure.
Is this one dwarf ass, one tiefling ass, or some other combination of asses?
It's one of every species.
Oh, every species imaginable. That's a big ass.
I'm gonna growl at the guy.
Come on, Alpha, let's go. We'll drop a rope off the back end and see how long it is.
I do not believe my rope is long enough to cover one full ass, if they are the accumulated distance of every species' posterior.
Well, we won't know unless we experiment now, will we?
A valid conclusion.
I growl at the guy.
Nice.
Alright, so am I assuming that we are allowed to leave and go out the back?
Yeah, they let you, go for a walk. I guess you're wandering around. They don't seem to mind. There's various dignitaries here, so it's not unusual to have people once they've gotten clearance up to this point to just wander around to perform various business.
Right. Yes. Alright.
Security on this place is pretty lax.
Say so. That's actually, we don't need security right now since nobody is going to be able to die. All right. Castros, Ray, are you going to go with us, or are you going to stay here?
Yeah, leave the bear unaccompanied with the king.
That's why I'm asking the question.
I'm gonna just sit myself down and glare at everybody. Give the occasional growl.
If we might be scaling down this wall, I think I should.
Actually, if I stay, I can be like a spy, because they'll start talking about things and they won't know that I'll understand them.
There you go. Perfect. All right. So Castros is going to stay behind. Ray, are you going to come with?
Well, if you guys plan on dropping that rope down there and scaling it, I'm the best person to come with you because I'm good at scaling things.
Okay, sounds great. So come along.
Leave the unaccompanied bear in the throne room. Just to instoke some fear.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so off we go.
Okay. I was trying to find something. Anyway. So you go up to the balcony and you see the spot. It's very obvious. This is where multiple people have been thrown off. There's drag marks, scrape marks, all of the various indicators. And you look down and you're like, dang, that is a long way down. That is definitely more than 100 feet.
Okay. Alpha, how long is the rope you have in your backpack?
I do not believe it is equal to one ass.
Yes, that's not the question I asked. I just asked you how long it is.
How long would a rope be after all this time? Probably only about 80 feet, I'm guessing, coiled up.
Probably by now,
a lot
yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
'cause
All right. This is annoying.
I don't
I
have
mean-
much to help us with. I can
So
trust.
long as you don't have to worry about getting back up, Alpha could just go down and investigate. I mean, he's not the best swimmer, but at least doesn't have to worry about drowning.
What about fall?
Well, I mean, he's a monk with heightened dexterity. I imagine he can climb down, and he's not going to get tired.
You can also just climb down the rope part way and then just cannonball in.
Yeah,
Going to
that's
ball.
I say we tie one end of the rope to a nearby rock, and then we all go down and try to investigate. And one of us stays on the rope, or at least the wall, to help each other out.
the rope is probably only going to reach down about a fifth of the way or a tenth of the way.
Oh, more like 2/3 or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not a giant. I mean, it's not super tall at this point. It's not like in the later generations when they built the palaces taller and taller, like up the mountain. He's still only, like
I wasn't sure if we were perched on a 1,000-foot cliff or not.
No, you're not that high up. Yeah, it's like 100 and some change feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we'll just... I mean, the balustrade is rock, right?
Yes,
balcony?
but on this backside, it's been like, oh yeah. You're up on rock. You're on stone masonry, stonework,
Okay.
etc.
So we can tie the rope off to the balcony, and then use that to kind of lower ourselves down, or at least
Yes.
Ray and Alpha can lower themselves down. Dane should probably stay on top to help maybe pull them back up if he needs to.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Ray will tie back her sleeves and pant legs on her robes to make it easier.
All right. You do that.
Alrighty.
Well, do you want to roll a, what would that be? Athletics? No. Acrobatic? No. Yeah, athletics. Sure, let's do athletics just to... It's a descent. It's hard to say because you're descending a rope. It should be relatively easy. I'm just trying to think what you might have a bonus on.
I mean, I
How about
have
acro-
pretty big bonuses on both.
Let's do acrobatics just because that's how they would... Sierra Games would have done it.
Alrighty. That's a nat 20 plus 5.
Ha!
You
Yeah,
rope
you're
dance down the
flawless.
way.
Yep.
I just pick up Alpha, take him with me.
More or less, yeah. You could just throw him over your shoulder.
I mean, Alpha's check ended up with his bonuses being 19, so it's not like he's going to have too much of a problem either.
No, so I guess you both descend safely and quickly.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go Alpha.
All right, you guys make it all the way down to the very tip of the rope, and you can see it's still, a 20-foot drop, or whatever. No, it'd be more than that. Let's call it a 30-foot drop from the end of the rope.
Okay. Is there anything that Ray can kind of wedge herself on?
If you guys want to kind of swing towards the rock face and then push off, you could definitely do like a somersault into the ocean, like into the water, instead of just risking bouncing off the rock before you hit the water.
I'm imagining
Alpha.
Alpha just kind of kicks off the wall and then just goes like a torpedo straight down.
Ray will follow Sweet.
All right. I want to check your dives. Give me a d20 each.
Ray got a 4.
Oh, Alpha got a 10.
So, Alpha kind of he torpedoes off and kind of hits at the shoulder. It's at a, call it maybe a 45-degree angle. Raises more of a belly flop. Hits about 15 degrees and just whack right in.
Ugh. Take 4 damage.
That's a good idea. Let me roll a 1d4 real quick.
Don't listen to the dwarf. That is
It's
in
just one.
cosplay.
One point
Right.
is all. So I rolled a 1 on a 1d4. You're fine.
Alrighty, fine.
It knocks the wind out of you for just a sec.
Gives you a red belly.
Alrighty. Well, we're under
Alright.
the water now.
Yep. So you guys land. You're underwater, and you find this place is filled with fish. Looks like a lot of scavengers, meat eaters, etc. You kind of startle them because you're the first moving thing that's been here. And just beneath the surface, let's say 6-7 feet down, it's just bodies. All sorts of different states of decay.
Ugh.
You just see Alpha's mouth mouth out because he can't really speak underwater. Fascinating. He begins poking the bodies to see if there's anything interesting.
Ray smacks Alpha's hand away.
You see a dejected look across
You
his
should be
face.
looking for chains.
Yeah.
I think most
All right.
of them are thrown with chains.
No, most of them are just thrown off.
You're looking,
you-
and you're looking for the one that's not dead.
So
Or
look.
not a skeleton.
How about this? Just each of you. You're both looking around. How about each of you roll me an investigation check?
Oh boy, I got
Do
minus
12.
12. Okay. And Ray.
Also 12.
Also 12.
We're
Awesome.
slightly distracted by everything going on.
Yeah, and you're looking around, and you eventually something catches your eye. It's movement of about a body size, but that's not a fish.
Alrighty. I'm a
Alpha
swim
doesn't really
closer to
swim
try to
over there, does
investigate.
he? I mean, like, I should have asked, how's the terrain around here? Because Alpha kind of sinks.
Oh yeah, well I guess you'd be walking along the bottom and Ray's swimming. So maybe you're making a V, you're like triangulating on this movement. One of you walking on the bottom and the other, swimming along the surface.
Alrighty.
It's very slow walking for Alpha, though. Even his high speed is quite hindered between the being in water, which takes him down to half, and then the bodies, which are, not good underfoot.
Yeah, so that means he still moves faster than the average person.
Well, he'd take you down to, let's see, if you started at 40, let's say you're going 10 to 15.
Well, he starts at 60.
It starts at 60, okay, so you're like at 15 to 20 then.
Okay, so yeah, the average person. So he's still moving at an average walk.
All right, there you go.
Somebody is sounding rather smug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
A little.
If you got it flaunted, I guess.
there's not many cases his speed actually benefits him.
That's true.
Uh,
Anyway,
All right.
so you get there between your quarter speed and Ray's half speed. You actually get there about the same time.
Nice.
And what do you want to do? Do you see this movement? Alpha's at the bottom. Is he picking it up? Ray, are you diving down? Like, what's
Ray's
the
diving
deal?
down.
Okay. Ray dives down, and Alpha, you are there. You and Ray are now at this poor bound thing laying on its side.
Well, yes, Alpha's investigating this poor bound creature.
Okay. You're just
Or
looking
thing,
at
I
it?
guess would be. Yeah, looking at it. I mean, what else would he do? He doesn't know if it's friend or foe. If anything, his compatriots have taught him everything's a foe.
Alright. Well, you don't notice anything in particular. You notice that it looks like an old bony gentleman in a cloak that's wrapped in chains.
Oh. And it is moving?
And he's moving around. He's trying to mouth something at you.
Huh. As Alpha approaches, he waves hello.
He can't hear you. You mouth hello.
Yeah, of course.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna investigate and see if it matches the description of an old man claiming to be, an old man, kind of alive.
Yes, it's an old man who obviously looks kind of alive and is underwater and doesn't seem to care that he's underwater.
and is wrapped in chains.
And is wrapped in chains. Yeah.
Alrighty. Also, how are we gonna get Alpha out of the water?
Probably
I'm
go for a
assuming
walk with the old man.
Alrighty, Alpha, you're in charge of I'm gonna, try to signal out in hand motions, just alright, Alpha. Pick up the man, walk him to shore. Thumbs up? Question mark.
Alpha looks at the being and then looks back at you. Gives a thumbs up.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, I'ma trust Alpha and go back up to the surface to get out, and also probably for air, because I'm probably at my limit at this point.
Very likely.
Yeah. Alrighty. So I'm gonna pop up and start climbing the wall.
All right, you pop up and you start climbing. Give me an acrobatics check, because while normally in 5e you can just do half of movement speed as climb speed, this is a particularly slippery wall. Like, it's been, designed to be more slippery than normal.
That's the 17.
Oh, you nail it. Yep, you're able to start shimmying on up.
Nice. Alrighty, I get to the top, once I reach the rope, that helps in my ascent.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
totally.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get to the top to Dane and be like, alrighty, well, we found someone who matches the description. I try to signal to Alpha to bring him to shore. And I hope he got it. If he didn't, then I don't know what's gonna happen.
Let's find out. Let's check in with Alpha. Alpha, what do you do?
Well, I'm guessing at this stage he's just trying to see if he can undo the chains without breaking them.
Okay, so you grab them and you try to pull them off. Let's do a strength check.
Okay. Not good. That would be a 8.
Yeah, that does not work. So
Is
you
the bound person giving any indication of where some sort of latch might be?
No, you don't see anything. It looks like the chains may have been wrapped on and then a link closed.
Well, does anything appear to be structurally weaker than another part?
You can roll to investigate that.
All right. Ooh, 18.
Okay, you do see a spot that does appear to be slightly thinner than another spot, but other than that, it still looks like a continuous chain.
All right. I punch the weak spot.
You are underwater, so you're gonna your punch is gonna be half effective.
That's okay. It's not like I have to surface for air or anything.
Well, yes, but all right.
I just keep punching it until it gives.
So are you punching it against the old guy? Like you're beating him as the chain into him, or?
Well, I'm guessing there has to be a rocky base somewhere that we're all sitting on.
Sure. So you basically get a chunk of the chain over onto a rock and you start punching it against the rock.
Yep.
Okay. Well, in the real world, if you start basically doing that, the rock's going to start breaking long before the chain does.
But I have
that's
magical
just
fists.
Yes, which even if you're using the dragon heat fist, you're underwater, so it's immediately cooling everything.
What if I just smash it between my hands repeatedly?
Okay. Sure, so you just basically 1 inch punching a chain like a vice, just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
And,
yeah,
unless my fist can get hot enough to actually heat up the chain to weaken its structural integrity. But that might be a little too much.
Yeah, my god.
I mean, worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, he'll just he'll try it for a bit, and if it seems to be proving ineffective, he just picks up the whole guy, puts him on his shoulder, and starts walking towards what seems to be the nearest shore.
How about you do that? You try your thing for a little while, and it doesn't seem to be particularly effective, so you just eventually give up, pick up the guy, and walk him out of the water.
Yep.
Okay. So, you get out of the water with him, throw him down, and he's like, "Oh, thank you. God, I hate being underwater."
Yes, it seems very difficult to communicate while down there.
Yes, I appreciate your efforts in
attempting to break my chains. There is a trick to it. Now that we are in the air, grab that link, use your fire fists and pull.
Very well. Do I have to do a strength check or something, or he's giving advice?
Sure, actually, yes, please do. I want to see how you do.
Oh, 17.
You nail it. You do exactly what he says. You heat up your fists and you give it a pull and it goes tink. And he starts laughing and drops his chains off, smiles at you. And then it's even though you're a monk and immune to most things, this gives you a chill. And he just says, "Thank you." And he looks up at the palace, and the next thing you see is him start floating up off the ground towards the palace. And as he gets up and as he's getting close, just becoming a dot to your vision, there is lightning strike. And you see a body go flying out into the ocean.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I was still in the throne room. Did I see anything?
Yes, you're up in the throne room and you saw everything got really dark. A hooded figure appeared in the middle of the throne room and lightning struck. And then while you're there, you see the advisor grab Theseus, who is limp on the throne, not moving at all. And he yells, "I order you by authority of the king, help me!" And he grabs Theseus and runs him back to the back window and pitches his body out.
So it's Theseus' body that ended up in the ocean.
Yes.
Ugh, God.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess I just watch this happen. I'm just sitting down as a bear and I just go,
Yeah. Okay.
He's not keen here anymore. I'm gonna start walking around and acting like I'm gonna start attacking people. I won't attack people, I'm gonna act like it.
Okay.
You're just going to have the soldiers end up attacking you.
Well, I'll start sniffing at people.
There you go. Okay.
You do
Getting
that.
too close for comfort. How about that?
All right.
Stand
Real
ye
quick.
ground. Yes, I sniffy.
Really quick, Alpha, are you going to follow Ray now that you're back on land?
Well, I guess. I mean, there's a body recently thrown into the ocean, so he just walks back in and goes to try to find where it went down in.
Okay.
Alpha.
All right, you walk out and roll me a 1d100.
1d100. 97.
Yeah, you look around for a long time, and so far you are wildly unsuccessful.
Story of Alpha's life.
It is a rather pleasant stroll for you, though. You do get to see, the wonders of creation, beautiful schools of fish, various things being eaten. There's, an estuarial bed with fish being born, so you get to see the babies of various species, in nursery.
Do any of them explode?
You don't see any explosions, although... Yeah, no, you don't see any explosions. I was going to throw a puffer fish in there just to mess with you, but I decided, let's not do that.
Fascinating.
So anyway, you're wandering around through the ocean. The others. So I guess Dane, do you go back? Or do you and Ray go back to meet up with Castros?
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that we also saw the body get pitched out the window, right?
Yes, but only Castro saw who it was. You just see a body go flying.
Right. But then we see Alpha go back in the water.
Yes. You see Alpha. You can kind of see the dot of Alpha like walk back into the ocean. And you're just like, not again.
Yeah. All right. Dane's gonna turn to Ray and go, Ray, can you go in and kind of see what Castros is up to and maybe ask him what body got flung out this time?
I won't be able to answer.
She can talk to animals.
Alright.
That's why I'm sending her, because she can talk to animals, and you are an animal.
At the moment, yeah.
So.
I think 24/7 you're an animal, Castros.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'll be like, yeah, fine. So I'm gonna go back inside, talk with Castros. Be like, hey, what happened? Who got thrown?
And you hear a bunch of
I was like, Theseus, some weird hooded thing came in, lightning struck, and whoop, out the window. Woo! Looked kind of fun, if not for the whole, like, dead part.
While the two of you are there, the advisor walks up, stands next to the throne, and to the assembly. Everyone, please. We can still save the king. We just need a champion. Put out the orders. There must be someone willing to go to the underworld. Please, find a champion. Or even a group of them that we may send.
Nope. I'm putting my foot down. Nope. Well, it's Theseus.
Death? Yeah.
But still no.
But we need Theseus.
Not necessarily right now.
I'll need him
Yes.
later.
Someone argues back, and the advisor says, "A plan! Trust me, I have a plan. We can defeat death itself. Please."
As a bear, I'm just gonna stand up and start walking away. I refuse. I don't get Margaret. I don't get Jeremy. I'm leaving.
Yeah, but if you defeat death, then Margaret and Jeremy no longer are in danger.
We're not necessarily defeating death. We're saving Theseus from death.
Yeah, but the
Even
advisor.
so, I believe that death has ways of overcoming all if it needs to. Just as life will always overcome, death will always overcome. It's part of the balance. So really, no need to fight death. It's gonna be not worthwhile.
I'm gonna groan and then walk back out to Dane and tell him the situation.
Okay. Well, Dane, they catch you up, and as the only truly goody hero here, how do you feel?
Astros the bear just completely rejecting it.
Dane smacks his hand up against his forehead and it goes like, oh, these timelines are so confusing. It says, well, one, we know now where he's gonna be when we need him 1,000 years, 3,000 years in the future. And the two, we've already done this quest before, and you know, I'm still trying to figure out. You know, I don't know. Dane's got no clue at the moment because, one, right now he's in a time where the old ones are locked away. Two, he really has no idea what to do to fix the problem. I guess. Okay, I guess if we grab Theseus, we can take care of this boss character. I guess that's our plan, is we take care of this boss character before he gets powerful and sets all these events into motion. Since I'm assuming he's the directing force against everything that's going wrong in our time. Okay, so Dane's gonna explain this to Did Castros, did you come back out? Are you out in the back balcony with us?
Not exactly.
Are you still in the throne room?
No, I wandered out of the throne room, but I didn't
Oh.
exactly go to the back balcony.
So he's gonna kind of.
I mean, I'm a giant brown bear. I don't think I'm gonna be hard to find, but no, I'm just kind of walking off doing my own thing at the moment.
So, yeah, Dane's gonna turn to Ray and say, well, Ray, unfortunately, I guess we need Theseus to help us defeat this being, this boss figure, before he gets all powerful in this time.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Yeah.
And besides, this way, Theseus has to owe us a favor.
Yeah, he's gonna owe us big time. Alright.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go to Castros, find where Castros is, because I have a
Follow
plan.
the screams.
Yeah, I have a plan to get him to come with us.
Alright. Okay. You can
Alrighty.
try and talk to Castros. I'll go to the advisor and volunteer me and you and whoever else is gonna come along. I'm assuming Alpha will. So
He's swimming with the
volunteer.
fishes, see?
Well, he's walking with the fishes anyway. Alright, so Dane goes into the throne room, goes up to the advisor, and says, if we volunteer for this, what's in it for us?
Well, you would be helping out your king. The glory of the entire kingdom would be its honor, its gratitude.
Yeah, we don't care
What
about-
troubadour troop wouldn't want to be having that glory?
Yeah, we're not in it for the glory. We mean material rewards, or magical rewards, or rewards of information, or magical gear, or, you know, something like that.
I decree, sorry, I decree in the open court that you may take from the treasury as much as the strongest man may carry.
Got it. Okay. Alright, sounds good. Okay.
No, but
well,
then
you-
we have to go on a quest to find the strongest men.
Now we just have Castros turn into the wormling.
Except then he won't be a man. Yeah, he's not a man anyway, he's a tiefling.
That's speciesist.
Yes, but that's also legalese. He did say strongest man.
Man doesn't necessarily mean human.
Anyway, alright.
I just had that speech from, what was that, Undiscovered Country running through my head. Huh, humanitarian. The very name is racist. They're talking to Klingons.
Speaking of, well, not really that, but going to another science fiction type show. Remember what are they called? Doctor Who, the
Daleks?
Dalek.
Yeah.
There's a security firm out there that's building police robots that look like Daleks.
I'm not surprised.
I was rather shocked. Thought it was kind of
Hey, we made, like, dog-shaped murder robots. I'm not surprised they're gonna make them look like Daleks.
Well, they weren't making them look like Daleks on purpose. They just happen to look like Daleks.
That's funny.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm looking for Castros. Do I find him?
Oh, yeah, you do. You follow the screams.
Alrighty. Yep. Castros, we're gonna save Theseus. Hey, think of it this way. If we have to go down to the underworld again to save Theseus again, we get to name Chucky early. And we can start the Union earlier. Who knows? Maybe you can find some other fairy sticksmen to name. We can have a Charles.
Have a
come on,
Chesterfield.
Yeah, it doesn't really appease to me at all.
You can just cause havoc in the underworld.
Why can't I cause havoc here? I don't care, I'm not doing it.
Alrighty, fine then. Just be aware until you're until your druid powers run out, and then you'll just be a tiefling with nowhere to run or nowhere to go, and they'll catch you.
And you'll just be
When
unbearable.
you could have been with us, naming Chucky. Well, I guess if you don't go, I can just take credit for naming Chucky. And then he'll never know you, even in the future. You'll go and say, "Hey, Chucky," and he'll be like, "Excuse me, who are you?" And then Union will be powerful.
That rewrite the timeline doesn't really work. It doesn't change what we've done in the future, necessarily.
But if you
Unless
ever
we're in
do
an
go
alternate
back to him in
reality
the future,
timeline.
he'll never know you.
That's not.
Nor will he
That's-
you or thank you for the Union.
That's not true at all. That's not how that works. It just
Are
means
you
that the
sure?
future will be rewritten and where we never made the union to begin with. And
I'm
besides,
trying to make the Union.
I've already experienced it once. Why experience it again? That's just repetitive.
Cassero's just come with us before I shoot you in the head.
We've already saved Theseus too many times. He has done very little to show, to compensate for that.
That's true. He is a very poor, supporter of his rescuers.
Fine.
Yeah.
If you
Although
don't
this
want to
time
come
we-
with us here, then you don't get to come with us any other time. So we'll all go back to the future, and we'll have fun with Jeremy and Margaret, and you can stay back in the past and never see them again.
Technically, that wouldn't work either. Once again, you'd rewrite the timeline, so you'd probably never meet Margaret or Jeremy to begin with. That doesn't necessarily
That's
mean
not the point.
We jump forward and back into our time that we had left.
Yeah.
Well, no. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll go back to your time, considering the fact
It
that...
depends on what timeline theory we're working on here, Casros.
Still, we've already messed up things in the past to begin with. It's the whole, butterfly's wing effect, one butterfly wing, cause a whole chain of events. Anything we do in this past has affected the future in ways we can't even imagine.
Well, we don't
Unless
know
it-
that. There are
If we-
total different theories on time.
And there's a possibility that every single thing you have done is what was supposed to have been done to create the timeline from the future.
True, but it also doesn't necessarily mean that when we jump back in the future, it'll be our timeline.
Yeah.
Casseros, just fucking come with us. Before I clonk you in the head, make you pass out, and drag you along with us. Fight.
But I'll grumble and start padding along back with Ray. I still think Theseus does not do enough for this party.
We'll tell you what, once we save Theseus, you can torture him as much as you want.
Well, torture isn't what I'm after. Torture gets boring really fast, so you should know. Actually, no, you shouldn't know. I would know. Torture gets boring really quickly.
Anyway,
I'd rather move on.
let's. Is there any way for us to? Is Alpha still walking along the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah. I'm hoping eventually he'll get bored.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't find Theseus's body. He'll just make his way back. Maybe try back to land and try to see if there's an impact point. If he can recalibrate himself. At which point you can probably talk to him.
Okay.
There you go. Alpha walks all the way back to where the alcove is that he entered and climbs the rope just so he can, look off through the window and try to figure out the exact spot of impact.
Okay. I think by this time Dane has kind of made his way back to the back balcony so he can find Alpha and tell him that we are going to go rescue Theseus.
All right.
Alpha says, but this makes no sense. The other gentleman said that Theseus would be taken away in chains. That person, whoever flew out the window, was thrown away by lightning. Lightning is not chains. Or am I confused?
I don't think he
Well-
ever said anything about that.
Yeah, the whole story, how are you going to take away Theseus and shut the chains?
That's how
Yeah,
he got
well.
wrapped.
That's how that guy did the first time that things didn't work out, so this was a different set of circumstances.
Understandable.
Anyway, I volunteered us to go rescue Theseus from death. Because I think we still need his help to kill the boss figure in this time. before the boss gets super all-powerful.
Let's hope he's actually useful this time. He doesn't do much. He's a platypus. He doesn't do much.
So anyway, that is our quest. So let's meet up with Ray and Castros and make a plan.
Awesome.
So you see
All
Ray,
right.
a very grumpy bear. Still, like, growling.
Yes, we get it. You're grumpy. Okay. All right. So we find the advisor. Say, all right. Do you have a plan or some kind of an idea of how we're supposed to save Theseus from death? And why is
Yes.
death looking for Theseus in the first place?
Oh, I cannot imagine, but I have a plan. Yes. See, if you go to the underworld, you could go all the way to the Queen. I'm sure she would be sympathetic. All you must do is tell her that a man of his station deserves proper care of his bodily remains, and since his bodily remains were cast out quickly to the sea as a result of the lightning strike igniting them, things are rather improper here. So if you go and convince her to allow him to return to take care of his earthly affairs, then I'm sure that, we can take care of everything else on our end.
All right.
It's a really dumb idea.
Yeah, no, I'm inclined to agree, but you have a way for us
It
to
sounds
deal.
like we're making such a fuss about this sissy.
I know.
Shut up.
Do you do you have a plan for us to get into the underworld without us actually dying?
Yes. Well, I can tell you this, little hairy lady. I'm a wizard. So, I can actually open a doorway for you. A portal, if you will, that will allow you to pass from here unto the underworld.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's get this party started.
Parties? I thought we
He
were going
looks
on
at
a
you
rescue
rather
mission.
confused. He's like, if you wish. And he goes, Gaily Lichtencomer! And snaps his fingers, and there's like a light show of like some fireworks inside.
Okay. Does the portal actually open up?
Well, no, that was getting the party started for you.
Yeah.
Oh God, everyone's
You
stinking.
requested a party be started.
Was a figure of
This is what
speech,
you
Alpha.
wanted, wasn't it?
It was what?
This is what you wanted, wasn't it? Why
Yeah.
are you being
It
upset?
was a figure of speech.
Yes, but it allowed the perfect setup for a joke. So
Surrounded
All right, he
by
goes-
starving comedians.
everyone's a critic. All right. He goes, all right, come. And he takes you kind of out of the throne room and back into a more private antechamber, and begins like chanting and making a circle. It takes him several minutes of work, but eventually you see, sparkles and crackles around the edges, and a portal opens. Everything looks very gray on the other side.
Wonderful. Okay. Dane sighs, shrugs, steps through the portal. Here we go again.
I feel like this is one of those sitcom endings, like, that's our party. Dun-dun-dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. All right. Anyway, so yes, does anyone follow Dane?
Yeah, I guess so. Bear will leap through the portal.
Yep, I'll follow.
All right, you guys.
Death and glory.
Now for wrath, now for ruin, and the red dawn! For
you guys step through, and where he has opened up the portal is basically the front doors of the royal palace of the underworld. It looks, very similar to the outside of the palace that you were just in. Giant, impressive, rises to the sky, huge front doors, tall, wide, etc. It looks, a place fit for a king or queen.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna de-wild shape now.
Right on.
The official designation, I tame shape.
Tame shape.
All right, so all right, now that you are tame shape, you you go up to the doors.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. A shade comes floating out towards you. Hello, can I help you? You don't appear as you should be here.
We are looking for Her Majesty the Queen.
Oh, well, aren't we all? And, I suppose we should treat you all special just because you happen to have a pulse.
It's gonna be one of those people. What is this thing that I'm talking to?
It's just a shade. Oh, like a person, but grayed out and kind of wispy. Somewhat see-through.
Okay. Let's see here. I mean, the shade makes a good point.
Which is funny, because he's totally, blobby and rounded.
Alpha looks at the shade and says, I do not have a pulse.
Yeah.
He goes over and squints at you. No, but your spirit seems to be locked to a form of the material realm. You are most curious.
Your spirit is locked here as well.
Yes, but we are not in the material realm.
As we're living in a material world.
Material girl.
I do not believe I was a girl.
All right. We are sent here to rescue Theseus. We need to speak to the Queen. Can you please just get us an audience with her?
Theseus? Oh, Yes, I will open the door for this. This is going to be comical. And he waves his hand behind him, and the door swings open.
Okay.
Well, barrel roll in.
Awesome.
Except you're not a bear anymore.
I said bear roll. Get
Yeah,
ears.
barrel roll.
You're an elf. You should have ears.
Yeah, you're
That
a
was kind of
tiefling.
Barrel. I get it.
It's barrel though. It'd be cool if it was a barrel roll, but it's not.
Anyway, all right. So, doors open. We step through. What do we see?
This is a hallway that leads down to the throne room ahead. You see that shade basically float up in front of you, and he's still visibly chuckling, and he gives you a hand and signals you to follow him.
Just know he has a sense of humor.
And we follow him.
Awesome. He goes down and at the end of the hall, pushes open another door, walks inside, and announces himself. Excuse me, my lord and ladyship. We have visitors from the material realm. They are here to petition you about Theseus. And he snickers and backs his way out. So, as you go in, you see a grand central hall with 2 thrones next to each other. One just like carved black onyx, the other carved white marble. And sitting on the black one is a very sour-looking man with sunken features, a long scraggly beard, and a crown that looks like it's made out of bone. Next to him is a young woman who is in like a flowing, almost like a spring dress. And she looks youthful and almost radiant, but has the same or a similar bone tiara sitting upon her head.
Your monochromatic flair, I guess. Very, very modern of you.
All right.
I like the bone crowns. That's my favorite part. That there could be more teeth. That's my one input. There should be more teeth on your crown. Like put some incisors on there. Really make it pop.
Oh, wow. I was going to say one of them should say something like, "We have no quarrel with the tooth fairy," but...
So,
The tiefling.
is the guy sitting on the throne, does he remind us of death at all?
No, he doesn't look like death in the slightest. He looks just kind of like almost an ideal human, just in an older, sunken form.
And grumpy. Okay. Oh, all right. So Dane walks up to the pair on the thrones, bows so low that his forehead touches the ground, holds that for a while, and then straightens up and asks the queen, "My queen, your majesty, we are here to petition Theseus conditional release."
During this, Alpha, elbows Castros and says, "This is Thane's queen. Thane's queen. This is very curious." I always assumed a dwarf would have a dwarven queen.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Oh, this is kind of... I believe this is Queen of Death.
She leans forward. Upon what grounds do you make such a petition?
Unfortunately, we need him to... we need his help in order to save the world.
He kind of looks over at the king and then looks back. And we have little interest in the saving of your world.
You're going to say that.
I believe what this short vassal of yours is trying to say is that Theseus was not properly interred, and he requires proper burial rites in order to be successfully interned in your realm.
The king puts his hand up to his chin and kind of shakes his head, and she leans forward. Are you saying a king was not properly laid to rest?
Indeed. In fact, if my senses were correct, he was thrown violently from a windowsill and landed very far into a large body of water, where he was killed on impact.
Well, she looks horrified. How could such a thing have happened?
Poor operational safety, in my opinion.
The king kind of leans back he leans back for a second and then forward. Let me guess. A lightning bolt.
Very perceptive, O King of Dwarfs.
He just... he kind of glances at his wife and gives her the nod, and she leans forward. You may take Theseus from here, but only under the condition that upon the completion of his duties in the material realm, it may including ensuring that he is properly interred as a king deserves, that he returns here to be changed to his rock.
Yes, that's
I
the
believe this
deal.
is a reasonable request.
Excellent. You may take him. Virgil, have Theseus brought to the antechamber for our guests. And the shade that brought you in comes floating by. He just looks absolutely shocked. I
Suck it,
believe
Virgil.
you just...
How did you pull that off? This is ridiculous. Come with me.
Your face is ridiculous.
Oh, the horrors. Kids today. He just floats away. Alright, so do you guys follow him as he's floating away?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Alright, awesome. So you follow him out, and there in the antechamber stands young Theseus. What? Who are you? Hello. Who are you?
We're the ones you bumped into on the side of the road. We look different now. Anyways, we're here to save you, Theseus.
Yes, say what has happened? I do not understand.
You're dead.
Oh my. This is not good.
No, it's not. Anyway, we're saving you because there's something you need to do for us before you can pass on.
Oh?
We need you to kill someone for us.
Okay.
It's okay.
Or anyways, at
I'm-
least help us.
Who is it you need smote?
A demon known as the Boss.
I have never heard of such a demon. But it shall be done.
Well, we
Can
should
you
hope
get me out
haven't.
of here?
Yes. Let us follow Virgil on out.
Virgil takes you out to the front of the palace, and he just... I can't believe you guys did this. This is just absolutely shocking. Anyway, come with me. He leads you away to what looks like kind of an outhouse, whatever, and opens the door, and it's just a blinding white light as he opens the door. And he says, "This will take you to wherever it is you need to be with him. Please go."
Flip off Virgil and then jump through.
All right.
That's what he gets for underestimating us.
And we're living in a material plane, and he is a material Dane.
All right. Well, I think everyone made it back. I'm assuming everyone goes through.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Awesome.
really much else to go.
Well, you never know. I can see Grumpy Castos being like, "Nah, screw you guys. I'm just gonna hang out here."
Well, no. Well, it would have been fun to just annoy Virgil more, but I feel like if he really got angry, he'd eventually just fight me. I'd square up with him. I'd take him on. Nothing can stop me.
All right.
Okay, so you are back in the material plane. You have Theseus, and you are, let's see, where are we at? Let's say you're in the palace, but in kind of an obscure part of it, like in one of the side halls. And he looks around, he's like, I think I know where we are. Come, this way. Starts leading you guys. There's various like servants that are in tears and various things, but they see Theseus leading your group, and then they light up and they just seem overjoyed. Some scream and then fall to the ground bowing. And eventually he leads you all the way back to that central throne room where he throws open both doors and enters. Countrymen, I have returned! And there's a state of shock and silence, and you see the advisor. I knew it!
Okay. Yes, we have accomplished your quest, but we need to borrow Theseus for a time.
We have accomplished it in the name of Gond.
Yes, that too.
He looks at you. Well, I'm sure the king would be happy to assist you, but he is needed here for a time being. We must finish all of the operations of the kingdom. We were kind of in the middle of something.
You're always in the middle of something. This is much more important.
Oh, what is so important that we cannot literally run a kingdom?
The end of the world, literally.
Oh, well, yes, I do suppose that could be a problem.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But how would a troubadour troupe know of the end of the world?
You don't
Someone
need to
hear a voice? Did someone? What was that? A tapestry talking? Where did that voice come from?
It came from death.
It was
Or at
Gond
least
on the
his
wind.
like.
God on the wind. How does Gon speak with the wind?
Gone with the wind.
Yep. All right. Well, they're very insistent that he be there for you, and the advisor. Please, take your treasure. Whatever we can do to assist you going forward, I'm happy to help. But for the moment, we absolutely need Theseus here. I, for example, I for one have to at least check him over. After all, he did just die, and it would be bad for that to happen again anytime soon.
Alright, but he got over it.
Death comes to us all in its own time. Listen, we've been given the runaround enough in our quest here to try and save the world. I'm not okay with getting the runaround anymore. We need him to kill a being before he gets powerful enough to release the old ones in our own time. Hopefully it won't take too long.
The advisor just kind of looks at you puzzled and then says, okay. Well, where is this being that he needs to go slay?
We're not sure. He may be below this very palace.
You see him kind of get wide-eyed for a minute and go, I do not believe that to be possible.
No, I believe it is possible. That's where he was before.
You see large worried eyes and say, It cannot be. There is no way such a thing is happening below our feet.
Really? Have you not heard of the labyrinth?
Yes, we all know of it, but it is of little consequence.
No, it has a great deal of consequence.
The old one there is trapped in stone. There is nothing that is going to affect any of us. We build our kingdom here because we know it is safe.
They may have built their kingdom on rock, but it will roll.
There you go. What he said.
His speech is strange. Is he perhaps a prophet?
Why, yes.
Yes.
Some have considered me that. Have you heard of the glory of Gond recently?
Why, no. Is that one of those fancy new gods?
Oh, not new, but I believe your civilization will benefit greatly from him.
Noted. Well, please speak to the economic advisor.
Oh, I shall do. Alpha just starts wandering off.
Well, I was thinking the advisor would wander over towards you as well.
Oh, perfect. All right, great. And they started entering into a very detailed discussion of the glories of Gond and the benefits to Thesian society as a whole.
Awesome.
Perfect.
So.
All right. Ah, Jesus.
Ah, Jesus. Gond.
Who's Jesus? You mean Gond. Does
In
Jesus
this case,
exist?
Alpha's almost becoming Jesus because he's disappearing 3,000 years before reappearing after spreading a religion, the seeds of a religion.
Then he's wearing a robe.
Oh, God.
Yep.
It's just black instead of white.
You just made Mecha Jesus.
I did see that transformer.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Now
man.
all Alpha
Okay.
has to do is glue a beard to his face.
That's true.
Don't
Alpha.
give him
Well, you
ideas.
If it adds to the structural, like, maybe cooling mechanisms and heated environments and helps provide protection, it can make sense.
Like I was gonna say, Alpha, like, while you have, like, a more efficient body, you have the lack of being able to grow hair.
He could just, like, weld metal shavings onto his face.
It's like all the pros of having just, like, your soul imbued into, like, a construct. Con, you can't grow hair anymore.
I was thinking more along the lines of just JB weld steel wool to his face.
Exactly.
There you go.
He doesn't even have to try that hard. He's like literally puts his hand to his face and sticks some metal shavings on there. Done.
Wait, I have a better idea. What if you found someone with a drill bit, you made lots of little tiny holes like a colander, and then you chewed some metal and just pushed it out. Like you're popping a pimple but pushing it out to make stringy beard out of your face.
Some men can shave fast. Alpha can unshave fast.
There you go. Oh yeah, there it is. So you just take a cup of molten lead, just like a cup of coffee, and you sip it, and as you're sipping it, it comes out of the pores and just grows you a lead beard.
I mean, yeah. I know we're discussing how Alpha would grow facial hair. There are many ways. It's kind of like that one, like a Play-Doh thing, where it just comes out all the holes, and you push down, and all the Play-Doh comes out and strains.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of, just in his face. Like he pushes it through with his tongue or something.
Wow.
What a productive conversation.
Well, previously it was all about philosophy, so
And now we're talking about making Mecha Jesus with false beard hair.
Anyway.
All right.
So, you guys are talking back and forth for a while, and the advisor says, I tell you what, you have my permission. Go explore whatever you need to. Find the lack of proof that exists down there, or don't, as the case may be. And if you absolutely find something, and he kind of scoffs, come back and you can let us know, and I'm sure Theseus, being the mighty warrior he is, will rush right down there to your aid.
Yeah, by then it's going to be too late. How about we just take Theseus with us? It'll only take a couple days, most likely, at the most.
Days? Are you kidding me? Here, I'll make it easy on you. Hold on. And he walks out for a minute and comes back and hands you, he kind of tosses something about the size of a baseball. He says, here, this is a sending stone. It is how we magic users communicate over great distances. Just go down, do your thing, send me a message, I'll receive it, and if we need to, and your timing is right, we can just open a portal straight to where you are.
No, this is unacceptable. How about you come with us? If you're not going to let Theseus come with us, how about you come with us? And then if we get into trouble, then you can get him.
Hey, do you not understand the whole running of the kingdom thing? Like, we have to keep operations going. You know how many times he would have died already, or not been able to be here governing if it wasn't for me?
You know, I don't really care. I don't care about your kingdom. I'm trying to save the greater world. Your kingdom can wait for a couple of days. It's a bureaucracy. Bureaucracies have a certain amount of inertia. It's not going to fall apart in a couple of days just because. And honestly, what you're planning on doing is probably, waging another war of conquest somewhere. That doesn't need to happen right at this very second. A couple of days with your transportation systems aren't going to matter one way or another.
He just rolls his eyes. He's like, ugh. What is it you want to do? You want to walk down under the palace? Down to down all the way? Oh my god.
Through the catacombs, through the labyrinth, over onto the other side.
He turns, he's like, yeah, hold on. William! And you see a plucky little boy come running in. He's like, yes sir, yes sir. Says, here. I will make this easy. William, I'm gonna need to use your body for a little while. Like, okay sir.
What?
And he puts his hand out on him, and you see the eyes go white, and then some color pops back, and the guy turns. Hello. Yeah, this is me. I'm just gonna borrow this body and go with you. That way, my actual body can stay here doing the necessary governance, and I can hang out with you for a while. So, all right, let's go. Let's get this done.
Okay, off we go.
Alpha looks and says, efficient.
All right.
Alright. So we just have a young boy with us. Alright.
Yep, we have a young boy. Now all we need is a clergyman.
Well, you have Alpha.
This is true. But he's not exactly Catholic.
And no little Tim. Oh, it's the Catholic Church. No little Timmy glued to your crotch. Progress.
That's from the Helsing Ultimate parody. Abridged, in case you're wondering.
Gotcha.
What's this? The smell of the hypocrisy? Oh, if it isn't the Catholic Church. And no little Timmy glued to your crotch. Progress.
All right. Well.
Yes,
all
it's
right.
a very inappropriate show.
It sounds like it. All right. Well, you guys go walking out the door, and walking down. And as you go, well, William's body says to you, I hope this is worth it. I've extended quite a high-level spell slot to be able to accompany you on this. I consider it quite a waste of time, and I could be having William do several chores around the tower that need to be taken care of.
You sort of priorities.
Chores such as polishing the pipes.
It is only because of your work in bringing Theseus back that I'm even agreeing to this.
William has chamber pots to scrub.
So important.
I mean, yeah, it's hygienic.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, the
Not for
sooner
William.
we get this finished, the sooner you can go back to doing what you think is important.
You seem to like cholera quite a bit. Let's go.
All right.
All right, you guys walk down. Well, he's gonna basically be there grumpily and tell you to lead, so he will follow.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he can at least get us down to the entrance of the catacombs, and then we can kind of take over from there.
Oh yeah, like you.
There's gonna be guards and stuff.
Yeah. They all know who he is and his position, so he just like waves everyone through and gets you guys down into like the burial chambers, which at this point in history is barely anything on the very first level. So everywhere else where you guys kind of recognize there would be, chambers and turns and stuff is all just rough lava tubes that haven't been worked yet.
Yeah, I figured that'd be the case.
Alpha turns to Dane and says, Am I the only one perturbed that everyone in this palace seems used to this mage being inside of young boys?
Yeah, well, you kind of have a point.
You do. You're not exactly
And
wrong.
Alpha just kind of tilts his head and says, And people think I am strange.
You know what, Alpha? You're not strange. You're just different. This guy's strange, though.
I mean, honestly, Alpha, we've seen, in the brief time we've been together, we've seen a lot of really unusual stuff.
This is
mean-
very sadly true.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that's, floating around underneath the weird comes to mind.
Oh, I was more thinking of people's, discerning lack of God in their life. Very strange.
Yes, you have an uphill battle, but I have an idea for that if we ever actually get done saving the world. It would be a great beacon in spreading Gondoria throughout the land.
Oh, excellent.
So, I have an idea. We'll talk about this later, but let's focus on completing the mission first.
Very well.
So anyway, all right. So does our path through the catacombs at least follow kind of the same path that we have taken before? I mean, once we get down.
More or less, yes. In fact, as you're going, the young William continues to complain, and quite loudly as you keep going. You roll me a perception.
All of us?
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what people get.
Nat 20.
I got a 19.
Wow.
Alpha gets a 4.
I also got a nat 20.
Holy crap. So Alpha is just blissfully walking along, doesn't care or anything. You guys, though, who nat 20'd and everything, you notice that even though this is not a worked area, this passageway that you are following has been used regularly. It's quite clean. There's multiple footsteps that have displaced all the dust. In fact, as you get to the junctions where you know certain areas that go off to dead ends are still untouched and dusty, but the path you are following down to your destination is pretty clean.
Oh, okay. Are we noticing any footprints or anything?
Most of it there's been enough foot traffic that the footprints are overlapped to where you don't see distinctive ones now, but in that term, yes. I mean, yeah, you do, but there's just a lot overlapping now.
Okay. Are they roughly human-sized and shaped, the traces that we can see?
Yes, definitely a adult, not like a child. So, an adult's size foot.
Okay. Yes.
Probably like size 11 or something.
Yeah.
Since you rolled a 20, I felt I needed to come up with a shoe size.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Food for thought. And he's complaining about how much of a wild goose chase this is.
Yep, that it's a waste of time. He's just like, God, I could be turning my mind towards so many better things. God, is William being here going to cause a cholera outbreak because he's not getting the chamber pots clean? What damage are you people doing to the kingdom?
Yo, advisor, you got any family? Tell us a bit about yourself, While you're here, maybe you'll stop complaining.
No, I don't have family. I have apprentices.
Alright, what about your apprentices then?
Well, William here is very important. He makes sure there aren't any cholera outbreaks, for one.
One of the perks of following Gond is, someone might actually invent indoor plumbing and then you wouldn't have to worry about chamber pots anymore.
Oh, an excellent point indeed.
True. Maybe you should just be more innovative.
Hey, if it was good enough for me, it's good enough for my kids.
But don't you want a
Better life for them?
Actually, no, you're right. Progress is stupid. Things worked fine before. Why not just keep them the same?
It's a trick question. It's a trick statement. He has no children. He just said.
Very true. You caught me on that one.
All right. But yes, I now have a theory, but I'm going to keep it to myself for the moment, so as not to tip my hand. But so we will just kind of continue following the path.
Okay. You descend deeper and deeper into darkness. On your way down to the bottom, you know the path well, and so I'm worried that we might start up somewhere, a whole nother path of the storyline, and we're almost out of time. So I think we fade to black as you guys are disappearing down into the cave, and we pick up next time, hand waving and at your destination, more or less.
Nice.
Perfect. I like it. Sounds great. So, Alex, my idea for Alpha, if we ever get done saving the world, is to start a Gondian University of Blacksmiths.
I like this.
Yeah. So, that's how you draw people in, is you offer them training in something useful, especially if it's the latest techniques in smithing and forging and artificing. So you have this whole college, and while you're there, you preach the word of Gond to get more converts, and then they go out into the world being Gondian artificers and blacksmiths, and they spread the word. So, eventually you come up, you have your own huge Ivy League type university that's private and, religious, like Notre Dame.
It is possible. We must consider.
Yes.
What are the actual long-term religious impacts of this, though?
Yeah, I figured that'd probably be eventually long-term more effective even than a Gandhian megachurch because it's a hook to draw people in. Here, I will teach you how to make a very good livelihood. And while you're here, this is the reason why we are so effective, is through the, through the grace of God.
A valuable way to proceed.
Yeah, and you encourage research and innovation to help, progress, and maybe there's a way to, make some money off of it. So because more money means more abilities to spread the word of God.
So shall it be written, so shall it be gone.
I was just thinking that'd be the best way to go since, he hasn't had a whole lot of success yet spreading, but,
Well, yeah, but it is funny to watch him try.
And fail. Yes, it is. It is.
Entertainment.
It's very entertaining. So, anyway, cool. Alright, so remember girls.
Success is not measured in how much we actually convert. It's measured in the quality of the conversions and how many people those conversions can convert.
Exactly, yes. And blacksmiths are a very, very important part of any community in this day and age.
God, I heard something really good tonight. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like, failure is not death and success is not the end. Something like that. It was really good, though, when the guy said it. It was one of those, like, failure is not the end of the... it was like, failure is not the end of the world, but success is also not the end. Like, you have to keep working, always keep trying.
That makes sense.
This has been an Azentuary LLC production. Find us online at azentuary.com for our character bios, merchandise, Patreon, and more. Thank you for listening.
Oh yeah, today is stage 2 of grief. Anger. That'll be fun.